Everyone, so this is the summary of the poem. This is a photograph of me by Margaret Atwood. So these are the important points. This poem was published in the collection of poems The Circle Game in 1964. This poem is written in free verse. This poem is about how a woman's identity and contribution has been ignored in the history by male-dominated society. In this poem, the speaker talks about a blurry and hazy photograph which looks like a photo taken from a family album. She compares her history with this photograph, which is also blurry and unclear because it is written by males. The one interpretation of the poem is that in the photograph, the home represents male, which is on the right side, and the branches of the tree represents female, which is located on the left side of the photograph. This shows that in patriarchal society, women are treated as weak and inferior to men. They are considered to be secondary. The lake in the photograph represents the society which obscures and hides the existence of a woman the way this lake has hidden the corpse of the speaker. The second interpretation of the poem is the contrast between appearance and reality, as when the readers first observe the photograph, it appears to be an old and blurry family photograph, but in reality it was clicked the day after the speaker died after being drowned into the lake. This truth alters our perception and understanding about the meaning of the photograph. Through this, the poet means to say that perceiving history and a photograph is a subjective approach. In this poem, the poet is critical of the patriarchal society which glorifies the role and the contribution made by man in the history and undermines the works of the females. So this is the text of the poem. It was taken some time ago. At first it seems to be a smeared print, blurred lines and grey flags blended with the paper. Then as you can scan it, you see in the left hand corner a thing that it is like a branch, part of a tree, balsam or spruce emerging, and to the right halfway up what ought to be a gentle slope or small frame house. So when the poem opens, the speaker describes an old photograph which was taken many years ago, and this photograph looks blurry, hazy and unclear. Next, speaker gives all the details about this photograph. She says that there is a tree on the left side of the photograph and there is an inclined house on the right side, and she doesn't even know which tree is it, whether it is a balsam tree or spruce tree. In the background there is a lake and beyond that some low hills. The photograph was taken the day after I drowned. I am in the lake in the center of the picture, just under the surface. Then speaker says that there is a lake behind and the hills are there also, and then she says that actually speaker makes a very shocking revelation that this photograph was taken one day after she got drowned into the lake, and she is lying in the very center of the photograph. Actually she is lying dead under the surface of the water. It is difficult to say where precisely or to say how large or small I am. The effect of water on light is a distortion, but if you look long enough, eventually you will be able to see me. So in these lines, speaker says that it is difficult for her to tell about the body's size, whether it is small or large, because her body is hidden as the sunlight gets reflected through the surface of the water and then hides the body's appearance. Next she says that if the readers will watch the photograph for a while, then they will be able to notice the speaker's presence in the photograph. And here the poem ends. So if you liked this video, please subscribe.